Hello everybody, welcome back to another video, and we are back this time for the F1 23 My Team Career Mode for part number 8 of the Spanish Grand Prix. If you not check out the last video, please go check that video out. It was the Monaco Grand Prix, and we actually got our first podium for 142S Racing, and that was a hell of a race. It was mainly the battle between the Red Bulls and mainly just see on how much we could fight at the top. But very much, I was a bit of annoyed because we didn't get the win. But again, these things happen. But anyways, we're not moving on. It is now time for Spain. Spain, it's got obviously a new layout. But again, we got a message from Pierre. It looks like Fernando Alonso is retiring from Formula 1 at the end of the year. And that is actually going to leave one of the top seats open at Aston Martin. And I'm surprised Fernando's gave up on Aston Martin. He's clearly not had it in the virtual world of F1. He just said, nope, I'm not winning anything. I'm leaving. Don't know why he is, but but Alonso is retiring at the end of the year. So I would ultimately, I was thinking about him as getting a teammate, but clearly we got to look at other options now because again, he's doing a Nico Rosberg. Not really Nico Rosberg. He gave up. He gave up on Aston Martin. I don't know. Maybe he was underpaid. Maybe he was underpaid. But again, it is upgrade time. We're gonna probably put some upgrades. Got 2,000 resource points. I was really looking at the downforce. Because again, we could do some downforce. I was looking at the engine though. But again, I really think I want to do some ERS though. The engine's pretty good because again, I mean, we've been, the engine, we got the best engine on the grid. But again, I think we might do some rear downforce. And yes, we are. We're going to put some rear downforce on the car. That'll be right in time, ready for Austria. Not Australia, but I'm going to see. I think we're going to do ERS. Oh, no, we don't have enough points. The fuel efficiency, though, fuel hasn't been that bad. So I think we can hold off on the fuel upgrades. I think, honestly, we probably will wait for that discount to come to 0. Because, again, that's kind of what I'm praying for some of these upgrades. Because, again, the fuel hasn't actually been that bad. Now, I don't think actually any track has had a bad fuel load. I think Monaco, we weren't losing a lot of time in Monaco. But I think now this time is we're going to have to start saving up money for contract renewal. Because Liam Lawson's contract will be coming up soon. And it actually comes up, I think, around the British Grand Prix. So, Liam's got 4 races to prove that he can stay with this team. And, again, I mean, I know that we're not the greatest team, but again, Liam's got to improve. Anyways, we did get that front downforce upgrade on for Spain, so at least we got some upgrades on. I believe also we got another upgrade that came on the car as well. That might have been the chassis. I think it was the chassis, one of the tire wear upgrades that came on. I could be wrong, or it could have just been one upgrade. But again, we're now looking at see if we can do drag reduction. We ultimately decide no drag reduction needed, but we do save up a good amount of resource points. Now we got 2,000. We got multiple discounts now. One thing is, though, I'm really looking at for upgrade wise is the ICE, and I think that the ICE might need to. Well, we're coming low on our engine components. Yeah, we're pretty low. So we gotta put some things into the engine because again we're gonna be taking multiple grid penalties I think towards the second half of the season because again we are coming very close to our worn engine components. But yeah, it don't really matter about that. It is now time for qualifying around the Spanish Grand Prix. Let's go have some fun, shall we? My mistake. Looks like we're not gonna be doing that. Actually, we went back to the upgrade screen and that was so bad. So I think we're gonna do some more upgrades. I feel like I think we might do that ERS upgrade. I think we might do the ERS or maybe the engine power. I don't think we really need engine power though. I feel like ERS might be needed. But ultimately we'll decide. But now it is time to now jump into qualifying for the Spanish Grand Prix. Hola, welcome to Barcelona. Obviously, new track layout. Obviously, the last say bye to the chicane is now flat out. Thank you for that, and I'm very much happy with basically very much happy to be racing around Barcelona again, because again, Barcelona's so much fun now with the chicane being removed in the last sector, and I hated that chicane so much. It gave me so much anxiety. It really did. But anyways, we're gonna go for a good push lap here around Spain, and practice is actually pretty good. We're pretty pacey around here, but we're not ridiculously fast. We are struggling just a couple tenths here and there, but again, can we keep our pole position streak going? Because again, we got 2 pole positions. We got one obviously in Imola, yes, and then we got one in Monaco, which I was really surprised on that Monaco lap. I wasn't even expecting it to be P1, but again, Spain, brand new track. I think this track might suit mostly like the Red Bulls and the Mercedes, I feel like. Only because, again, they got really good cars in straight line. But Liam Lawson, though, he's just decided to just get in the way just a little bit. So I don't know why you're doing that, Liam. But again, I got a little bit of a tricky, almost lost it there on the exit, so that's not good. But anyways, going through this next, the last couple penultimate corners here once again. I believe we're approaching the Fernando Alonso grandstand. I think, quote me if I'm wrong, I think one of these grandstands are like Verstappen's grandstand, something like that. I don't know. But anyways, now approaching the last sector, completely flat out. Right here, we had to take a little bit of a lift. You probably could go flat out if you really attempted, but obviously not to. But obviously, that's going to put us P1, though, 112.3. We just beat out Carlos Sainz there once again, but I'm not going to expect that to be P1 completely in this session. But Lewis Hamilton, though, he does get us at the line. But that is safe in the Q2. No pressure from behind. We actually beat Sergio and the Red Bulls, I think, by a little bit. We actually did get a comfortable lap ahead of Carlos Sainz. I think Charles Leclerc did put in a better lap, but again, Liam Lawson, P19. He's out in Q1 again, and about 1.5 seconds off the pace. He has improved that gap by about 3 tenths, but still a Q1 knockout when your teammate's getting into key positions. That's not really good. But anyways, on to Q2 now, and well, Fernando Alonso, he decides to pull the same thing as Liam did and basically get in our way through this next part. I don't know why the AI do this, but he's still impeding just through there, and again, he's not going to get a time penalty for that. Why would he? Because again, it's just the AI. But fortunately, that probably cost us just a little bit of time. I feel like that cost us just more time, but I feel like we didn't really get a great... This lap wasn't really good. Again, first sector was a bit atrocious. Second sector, it was alright, but it wasn't super strong. But again, the third sector is kind of where we're strong. It's just right here, though, I just think, because again, I think we're lifting a lot. Like, the AI are lifting a lot, and we're not lifting too much, and we're gaining a lot of time. But I feel like as well, on that lap, I feel like we were scrubbing a little bit on the front. But again, we're going to let Alonso by. I believe he is on a push lap, and yes, he is going to get on a push lap. So, and I think Carlos Sainz as well might be on a push lap. I think he is. Yes, Carlos Sainz is on a push lap as well. But anyways, Q2 now, purple sector 1, purple sector 2. We're gonna be safe in the Q3 now. Then we just put in a banker lap, which is probably not the greatest idea. We were on a U set, and that puts us actually P1 for Q2. So that's pretty good. I'm impressed with that. I'm not complaining. That's gonna. I wonder how much we beat Hamilton by. Oh wow, 6/1000 of a second. Those two Mercedes guys are quick this weekend. They are flying. I don't know what else is going on here. Charles Leclerc. Just trying to look and see who's out. Lance Stroll, he's out of the session, and got. I think one of the Hulkenbergs out as well. So both Alpines are out too. So actually, one of those guys. They're actually the ones that were kind of in a bit of a. Mainly, we're just trying to beat the Alpines now. I feel like in this fight. But again, last lap in Q3, we're setting P9. We did a used set of tires, and then now we've got onto a new set. It's still not a massive improvement, and that big slide there is going to cost us a lot of time. This is going to be this is nowhere going to be even near pole position. So we're going to try to see where we are. I don't know where we're going to line up. I think it's P8 on the grid for the Spanish Grand Prix, and no, actually no, P6. So it's not bad, but again, I would like to be further up the grid, only because more points to be handed out for Sunday's race. But we're comfortably sitting in P6 for this grid. But again, George Russell. George Russell actually sets the fastest lap of the time. Lewis Hamilton goes P2, as well. So we do get ahead of Verstappen. Verstappen didn't have a great last lap either, but we're behind both the Ferraris, so that is one thing. We got Alonso and Lando Norris is up there in P8 for McLaren, so yeah, we gotta basically figure this. Guess we gotta more just wait and see and see what we can achieve in this Grand Prix. But I'm pretty confident around here. The pace was pretty good in race pace, everything like that. So I think we'll be perfectly fine in this race. I don't think we're gonna be very much under pressure from the Alpines, but I think it's just gonna mainly just trying to see if we can stay in the DRS with the guys up at the front. I think that's gonna be mainly the key. But the pace is there. Also, it's gonna be key for Liam to see how far he can get up the grid. But anyways, that's enough of that, and we're now gonna move on. Let's go to the race. Let's go see what we can do in Spain.
Welcome along, everyone, to sunny Spain, specifically to the Circuit de Barcelona Catalunya. So many great moments in Formula One history have been written at this very track over the years, including Michael Schumacher's first win for Ferrari back in '96. That win was in the rain. We might have better weather here today, but we're just as overjoyed to be at the Spanish Grand Prix. It's an updated track at Catalunya, and the popular opinion in the paddock is that we never wanted the chicane in the first place. That's now been gone, the final corner is much faster, and at 2.9 miles and 14 turns, we await the Spanish Grand Prix. It's time to take a look at our starting grid for today's race. George Russell will begin today's event in pole position, and Lewis Hamilton completes the front row. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Leclerc, Perez, Sainz, Joker, Norris, Fernando Alonso, Magnussen, Hülkenberg, Stroll, Oscar Piastri, Gasly, Ocon, Tsunoda, Bottas, Verstappen, Albon, Liam Lawson, Joe, Sargent, Joe. And now it's time to head down to the track. And with me today, of course, is Natalie Pinkham. Let's talk about Joker. What do you make of their performance so far this season?
Well, the atmosphere within the team seems very positive at the moment. Everyone seems like they're in great spirits and having a lot of fun doing what they do. And that has definitely contributed to the performances we've seen.
Okay, we've got that relief of having points on the board finally. So let's keep that form up and get another top 10 finish today, please.
Thanks, Mark. Get ready for the Spanish Grand Prix, and now it's time for mainly for a setup time. Just trying to see what we can do. I'm really just like want to just run long in the hard and go for a soft, but I don't know if we can get that, so I think we might just go for the one stop. Just looking at the grid, everybody else is kind of on the mediums. Russell, though, that's kind of one of the main guys. Russell is actually on the soft tires as well. Max Verstappen, he's on the mediums. Well, obviously, Max took a grid penalty, so he's a bit out of position. But again, it's mainly just going to see on what mainly the guys at the front are doing. And it looks like everyone's going to run the mediums, though. But George Russell, though, he's gonna start on the soft tire. So that's gonna be key to see what Russell can do on those softs, because I feel like he's gonna pull a good gap away, and that's might kind of cost us a chance for at least optimistically for good points paying positions. Obviously, I think that I'm confident that we can get into the top 5. It's just the more of if the car can hold up and how much the tire deck is around this track. Because Spain's known for it's got some high. The tires they get eaten sometimes in Spain. I don't know if it's just me or not, but they do. But approaching the grid now. Obviously we do our goof, and that is overshoot the grid box by a hot mile. I think that's the first time we've done that in a hot minute. I mean, I rarely do that. Obviously, I know people are going to be like, well, you could do Form 8, you could do the broadcast style. I mean, I could, but again, it's just, I don't know. But anyways, approaching on the 5 red lights, and we're now underway for the Spanish Grand Prix around here in Monaco. Leclerc gets a horrible start. We're going to jump both Ferraris now. Can we get ahead of Sergio Perez? No, we don't, but Perez got a decent start, and is now side by side between the two Mercedes boys. Lewis Hamilton, George Russell down to turn number 1. Who's going to get the lead ahead? Russell around the outside. We go out wide, and Russell gets ahead, and we're going to run out wide, but that moves up into P4 now. And P4 so far in the Spanish Grand Prix. What a start from P6 on the grid. But Leclerc got a horrible start, but also Carlos Sainz, he didn't get the greatest start either, because he was struggling to get past Leclerc because, again, I was approaching down the inside. That could have been a horrible crash between us, but Alonso gets past, and of course, this is the man that's retiring, and he's fighting Carlos Sainz for those positions, but obviously, it's very much key to see on how much we can achieve in this race today. But anyways, now it's mainly to see on how the pace is to the top guys in front. Obviously, Russell should run away with this lead. He's on the soft tires. He's on the much softer compound. We're gonna be a bit on the struggle side. Just trying to stay up with Sergio because, again, I feel like I'm more with like the Ferrari type race pace in the Astons. I don't know how much I can stay up with the Red Bull because, again, if you think about Monaco app in the last race, we weren't really up there with those guys in the front, so it's going to be very key to see what we can do. But again, 33 laps in this race. There's so much we can achieve in this race today. We just have to keep on moving forward. But again, I want to take the tires. I kind of want to be slow with the tires. I don't want to be too aggressive with it. But here comes Charles Leclerc. He's going to go down the inside. He's going to get around us. Simple as that. Move is done for Leclerc. He moves up now into P4. Now this is crucial because now we can stay behind him and basically just lift and coast and watch our own race pace. But now one thing is now we got to keep Carlos Sainz behind because, again, that Ferrari is pretty quick, and Sainz is pretty rapid on the he's been pretty good this season, so I think we got to keep him behind. But again, we're staying in the DRS with Leclerc, but again, I mean, one snap could easily get us out of the DRS range, but DRS is now finally enabled, so now it's going to be very key to stay ahead of Leclerc. But again, there goes the snap there once again. As I was talking about, the snaps are horrible. And we're going to take a quick little replay, and it's basically seeing what happened with the snap. But again, it's probably one of my better saves, I feel like. And yeah, just quick like that. Quick little jerk with the wheel. Simple as that. But anyways, here comes Sergio Perez now making a move on Lewis Hamilton for P2 in this race here. Perez around down the inside. Hamilton now has the inside line. Perez now is going to have the inside, and he get the move done. Now Charles Leclerc is now entering this battle. And as you can see from this battle, and George Russell has basically pulled away from this gap, and Carlos Sainz now, he has gotten past us. Sainz is just simple as that move was done. I mean, there was no point in showing the replay basically on how he got by because, again, it was very much easy for the Spanish driver. But again, now Fernando Alonso is now going to be all over the back of us, and now we're going to try to stay in the DRS train with Sainz and Leclerc and Hamilton and Perez because, again, when these guys squabble, then they're going to lose time, and then they're going to lose time to Russell, but also they're going to lose time for the guys behind us because, again, the gap will be closing up behind. But again, Lance Stroll, I'm going to be very key to watch him too because he is on the soft tires. But also another notable name that's in the back of the grid, Max Verstappen. He's going to be charging, and obviously that's going to be the man that we don't want to be fighting because, again, that Red Bull is superior, and Max is, we all know Max, he's rapid. So we got to keep an eye on Max. But again, we got the DRS, and I believe that's Perez going back down. No, that's actually Leclerc chasing Perez, and they're now side by side now. They're losing time to Hamilton. But again, they're going to keep on squabbling, and Leclerc's got that inside line. He's going to get ahead of Sergio Perez. Carlos Sainz was thinking about a move, but he doesn't. And now Sainz might be under pressure from Sergio Perez. And it's a great battle up there for basically the podium spot, because again, Leclerc is hogging that podium spot. But again, so far it's a Mercedes 1-2. But again, that Ferrari is catching up to the Mercedes. So I'm very much keen to see on how that battle turns out. And here we go, lap 8 of this race. I believe that's Max Verstappen now chasing after the Haas boys. I believe that was Nico Hülkenberg or Kevin Magnussen. Now he's behind the Alpine, but again, Max gets that move done. He's still fighting with Nico Hülkenberg. It's a great scrap here. Verstappen side by side with, yeah, this is Nico Hülkenberg. Verstappen around the outside. Nico might force Verstappen to go around the outside. Yes, he does. Nico on the soft gives up a little bit of a block, and now Verstappen is going to stay behind. But again, a brilliant defense from Nico Hülkenberg. That was amazing. Wow. Nico now, I'm now looking for, I need to be careful, and I need to be seeing on who's basically in this midfield, because again, Liam is a bit under pressure, and we need to look for a driver for next season, and mainly for the second half of the season, because again, Liam can still keep his seat. Liam can still keep it, but again, I need to see on who's doing good in the midfield, because again, if they're doing good in the midfield, then I want to hire them and see what they can do in our car. Because again, our car is, we're 6th fastest, but I mean, it's just weird because again, you're seeing like, I know Liam's a rookie, but again, I mean, could like a top guy, could like Hülkenberg, like Magnussen, Gasly's too expensive. Like, could like one of these guys come in? Maybe like Zhou Guanyu, could he come in and perform? That is the question that I want to know. I mean, it'd be, I would obviously, that's kind of why I want to save so much money, because again, I feel like we could try to get one of the top guys, but again, if we can't afford any of those guys, then hell, I don't know what to do. Then we'll just have to kind of wait and see. But anyways, chasing after, I think we're chasing after top, but also Alonso's behind us here once again, and obviously coming through this next couple of corners here once again. Oh, a little bit of a snap there, but again, we were able to recover. Great save from me right there. We'll take another look at basically what happened, but again, just got a little bit over that curb a little bit. You don't want to go too much over it, because that's kind of where we lost it. Very much keen to not following the racing line all the time, so yeah, that's unfortunate. But again, we're going to take another look again at the replay. Now on board with Fernando Alonso, and oh, that screams airplane crash. That could scream airplane crash. But again, Alonso was actually caught up a little bit with us. He's gaining a little bit of time here once again on lap 12 of this race. The pit window is opening up pretty soon, but again, look at the gap behind. 7 seconds ahead of Lando Norris, because we were staying so much close to the guys at the top. But look at this, Leclerc is still going after Sergio Perez, but Perez is still fighting back for those podium places. But again, it is now tight now on lap 14. Alonso is going to be all over the back of us here once again. We get a horrible exit. The tires are falling off a lot now in this kind of a little bit of this phase, so very much more of a struggle now on the mediums. But again, Alonso's going to shoot right past us here once again. Alonso gets that move done, but now can we get Alonso back now? But again, this squabbling is going to, well, I mean, obviously we were falling out of DRS range anyways, but we could either train behind Alonso or we could make another move. But I feel like I need track position on Fernando, because again, if he does attempt the undercut, this is going to be very key. But again, I think we can get past Fernando here once again, and we are going to have another shot on Fernando. This is going to be, we're going to actually be called into pit this time. Russell's actually came into the pits. Alonso's not going to defend this. He's going to just not defend this at all. We're going to get ahead of Alonso down the inside. Move is done. And now is going to be key to seeing if he will attempt the undercut. But we're going to pit this lap, so I think Fernando will do the opposite of what we don't do, and we're going to come into the pits now. A little bit of a bump there once again entering the pit entry, but thankfully we did survive again. But Leclerc is also in the pits. I believe Sergio Perez might have came in. Nope, only Leclerc. So one Ferrari in, and Russell is approaching the pit straight now, so Russell could keep this lead of this race, because again, I don't think there will be any threat of the undercut from behind, because again, he pulled such an amazing gap, and someone is retiring from the Grand Prix. This could save safety car, but again, it's very slow at the front. The front left tire. Oh man, very slow stop. Could Alonso get us here? No, that's Lance Stroll. Do we get ahead of Lance Stroll? Yes, we do. Nico Hülkenberg is out of the Grand Prix. That man did not. That man's been having a lot of reliability issues. I feel bad for him. But this was kind of a bad pit stop from the boys. Alonso might get us on this pit exit, but do we get Max Verstappen? And we're going to get ahead of Verstappen. But now Lance Stroll is coming right back at us now. We're going to defend the inside line. We're going to force Stroll to roll around the outside as much as we can. Inside line preferred, around Stroll as much as we can. And that is the move done. Job is done. Bye-bye for now. But again, Verstappen is going to be gaining a lot this lap. But I want to see if I can close in on Fernando Alonso's DRS. Because again, the pace is quite good. But again, it mainly just depends on if we can close this gap. And I don't know if we can, though. That's kind of the problem, because it's just like we're sort of similar pace, but I feel like we were kind of ahead of the Astons. But I guess not. But Verstappen has made a comeback. He's now up to P9 now in this race. He's gaining by a good amount of tenths. So we're a bit under pressure here from the man from behind in that Red Bull driver. And here comes Verstappen now, makes a move on Lance Stroll. Stroll's got DRS from us in front. Verstappen's going to go around the outside of Lance Stroll. Around the outside, Stroll gives him just enough space. He makes it fair and clean. Verstappen's going to get ahead and move that up into P8 in this race. Verstappen is on the same tires as us as well. But fast forward just a little bit to see if he got that move done back on. If Stroll got that move done, no, he doesn't. But again, Verstappen gained a lot of time on us. We're not going to defend this. We're just going to run our own line. But again, I think Verstappen is going to go around the outside. Yes, he does. So obviously now it's going to be key, though, for us, because now we're going to get DRS. We're not going to fight this back, though, with Verstappen, because we're just going to lose time. I just want to stay. I want to see if we can just stay with Verstappen just a little bit to pull away from Lance Stroll, because again, Stroll's been inconsistent. Stroll's been very inconsistent this season. And I just want to see if we can just at least just pull a decent gap from him behind. I think we can, but we'll see what happens. We got DRS. Stroll's got DRS from behind, but again, that Aston's not too quick in the straights. That's kind of the problem with Aston. They're not super quick, but They're also not super slow, so that is one thing to keep in mind. But P8 now in this race comfortably ahead of Oscar Piastri. Piastri's actually running in the points, so I don't know what happened to Lando Norris, but let's gotta see now if Lance Stroll's gonna make a mistake or not. So now it's just mainly the key to see if we can basically stay with get away from Lance Stroll. And yes, we do. We actually do get away from Lance Stroll. I think he made a little bit of a mistake through the couple corners, but again, we actually got in the DRS with Verstappen. We actually stayed in his DRS. Verstappen's running his own pace. We actually did match him. Very impressive. So I'm very impressed with our pace. But again, he's going to be chasing Fernando Alonso down. But we're going to try to stay with Verstappen. But again, I think we might fall out of DRS from a huge snap. But we're comfortably now ahead of Lance Stroll. And I think if we just keep running at our own pace, I think we're going to be comfortably sitting in P8 unless one of the top guys retire. But we set a purple sector 3. I don't know why. I think I was just pushing just to stay with Verstappen. And yes, we did. We pushed a lot. And obviously, we kind of ate up the tires just a little bit. But again, I mean, we just gotta stay very comfortable. That's as much as we can. If we can just stay comfortably ahead, then I am pretty confident that we can basically just pull away from this gap. So keep ahead of Stroll. Stroll's losing about a second a lap to us, and Verstappen is now getting a lot on Alonso. So I'm very keen to see on how that battle will turn out between this 4 World Championships combined between those two guys. And look at this, George Russell. We haven't really heard much about George Russell, but he is, I mean, if you look at the gap that he's got, he is gone from Lewis Hamilton. And Liam Lawson is actually, I'm pretty sure that's him, approaching turn 2 and turn 3 now. I believe he's just fighting with Logan Sargent, so it's not been a great race from Liam. He is just, I don't know, he's just been so poor this season. I don't know how much more I can support Liam. Really under the pressure from Liam. I mean, I know I probably should have put more in the personnel department. I've been trying to make him just have good pace, but again, his focus isn't bad. It's just more his just race pace. And I feel like that kind of was the struggling when I did sign him, but his awareness and everything like that is pretty good. So, in his experience, but again, I mean, if we have to replace him, we do, but again, I mean, I don't know, I might give another F2 guy a shot. I don't know. We'll have to ultimately wait and see. So obviously, lap 25 now. Alonso actually did get past. Alonso actually did lose the position to Verstappen. But again, I mean, it's a clear gap in front. There's really not much more we can do. We're just going to be running alone in our race. Manage the tires, bring the car home safely, and basically after that. But Sergio Perez now taking P2 away from Lewis Hamilton. So Hamilton is losing a little bit of time. I don't know if he pitted for the softs or not, but Verstappen has absolutely made a monster of a comeback through this field. I mean, he's passed both Ferraris, and he's now chasing after Lewis Hamilton. Now I'm very curious to see if he will get past Hamilton, but Liam is comfortably ahead now of the guys in front, so I'm pretty sure he's sitting P18 in this race, but that is one of the McLarens of Oscar Piastri behind. I wonder if Piastri is gaining, I think Piastri's gaining a little bit of time on Stroll, but we lost a little bit of time on Stroll now because, again, the tires are pretty weak, and we're just kind of managing our own pace. Simple as that. But now last lap of the Grand Prix. George Russell has done an amazing job to keep under the pressure for Mercedes. And he's going to come across the checkered flag, and he's going to win the Spanish Grand Prix. And Mercedes now get their 3rd or 4th win of the season. And Sergio Perez is going to come on P2 for Red Bull Racing. And look at this, as Lewis Hamilton will come on P3, and it looks like one of the Ferraris got ahead. I believe that was Carlos Sainz. He finally just pit Max Verstappen just enough. But again, P8 in this race. That is actually a decent restart. I'm very happy with that. That's P8. I'm not complaining. That's a smooth drive from us today.
And that's the end of the race. We'll see you in Parc Fermé.
A real team effort then, which has paid off in spades. A great victory here at the Spanish Grand Prix. So Natalie, what do you think helped them deliver this result?
I really feel the track layout combined with the track temperatures we saw today suited their car. These cars come alive when the tyres are just at the right temperature, and the driver did a great job managing that as well. They just look so comfortable out there. It's like anything, it always looks so easy when it all just clicks.
And I can see the drivers starting to approach the podium for the victory celebrations. A real team victory today. Everybody played their part. Congratulations then to Mercedes, your race winners.
There you go. George Russell wins, and he will comfortably be ahead of his other partners behind. But I don't think he has a championship lead at all. But Mercedes with another win. That pushes them more into the fight for the Constructors' Championship. They've been doing a great job. But, oh my God, that is creepy. Oh my God. Russell's face is like... That's gotta be a glitch, mate. That is creepy. It looks like someone from a horror movie. But anyways, P8 for us today. It was not that bad of a race. It was solid. It wasn't too impressive, but it's a good result. I mean, I'm just glad we got points on the board again. Because again, we're on a really good points streak again. But Oscar Piastri does get P10 for McLaren, so Gasly and Ocon missed out on the points there once again. Liam Lawson, fortunately, it's P18, but he pulled a good gap away from Alex Albon. Actually, that wasn't even Alex Albon. Yeah, it was. So it looks like it was Nick DeFries and the two Williams boys battling it out. I thought it was one of the Alpines back there, but it was not. So so George Russell now takes over P2 now in the standings, and we sit P9. We're closing more in that gap to Lando Norris and the McLaren, and we are comfortably ahead of both the Alpines now. Well, we were comfortably actually both ahead of the Alpines through the start. So Oscar gets some more points on the board. Liam Lawson sits P20 still in the Drivers' Championship with 0 points to his name, unfortunately, but very key to see how the Constructors has changed just a little bit. We are gaining a lot. Gained a little bit on McLaren and Alpine. I don't know where they've been, but they're just losing time. And Mercedes are now in the lead of the Constructors' Championship after this race. I think they were leading the Constructors through Monaco, but again, I didn't really look at the race result at that time. But very key to see on how this rest of the season will unfold. But it was a pretty solid race from us today. There probably could have done some things that we could have probably done just a little bit better. I think maybe, if we just were a little bit more smooth. I think if we just didn't run out a little bit wide down to turn number 1, we probably could have been up to the podium. But again, it was going to be hard to keep that podium. I wasn't going to be expecting to fight with that Red Bull all day. And again, I just picked the battles when I knew they were right. And again, I knew I wasn't gonna fight the Ferraris, so I just let the Ferraris go, and I didn't really want to fight Sergio too much down to turn number 1, because again, I didn't want to lose much time to the guys up in the front, because again, I needed him to have DRS, or not have DRS. I needed to be in his DRS so I could pull a gap, I just had to pull a decent gap ahead, so that would have been crucial for basically that just would have been crucial for us today, but pretty solid race from our standards. Honestly, really looking forward now for the next couple of races here once again. But it's going to be very key to seeing how the rest of the season unfolds as well. But we now move into, I believe, Canada. So another street circuit as well, and a track that's not really... Canada is kind of one of my weaker tracks, so it's going to be a bit difficult. But again, I think we'll be fine. And that car's got, that's more like a power track as well, but also you do need some downforce on there. But again, there's 2 massive straights and 3 DRS zones, so great overtaking possibilities down in Canada. And we have decent straight line speed, but again, I do want to put some development in the straight line. But I think it's mainly that engine, the Ferrari engine, carrying us with the performance. But very much happy with the result today, and we'll move on to the next race, which is in Canada. But thank y'all for watching this video. If you want to see more of these videos, please like and subscribe. That'll be greatly appreciated. I love you all, and that supports me as well. I hope you all have a good rest of your day, y'all. I hope everyone stays safe out there as well, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Let's keep pushing for Canada.